my God. They're literally God's children. We're in trouble. Trouble. We're in trouble. They're literally God's children. Oh my God.
What happened in the story is absolutely amazing. These three wise men enter this fiery furnace. Not only did they come back out in perfect condition, they weren't alone. They came back with an extraterrestrial visitor in tow. These three wise men enter this fiery furnace. Not only did they come back out in perfect condition, they weren't alone. They came back with an extraterrestrial visitor in tow.
Hasn't gotten out there. Because I don't think people, if you hear about a human type alien, people want to hear about a, 8-foot tall, blue-eyed, blonde hair, and angel, kind of being, to go along with their belief system. That, I think, one of the biggest issues. I was shown that apparently there's going to be some sort of solar event that's going to cause the downfall of technological civilization. And after that occurs, they call themselves our cosmic cousins. All of these different ETs, including the African-looking race I told you about, they are all going to fill the skies and come and assist us. I mean, how shocking is it going to be for everyone when they're standing there, the door's open, they're about to drop these little food with parachutes, and they look up and they don't see a blonde-haired, blue-eyed angel. They see a bunch of people of different, brown skin, different skin, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going to be prepared for that.
Yeah. Well, that's fascinating. That's fascinating. Thank you for sharing that. You know of any other race?
Hey, what's up, guys? I just wanted to share this dream I had last night. Today's January 2nd, 2017. And I don't know why I would have this dream. It was random. I never had it before. And I just felt like it was strange and I wanted to share it with you guys. But yeah, I pulled up to this grocery store parking lot and I get out of my car and I see people, in a panic, looking up, pointing, and I look up and there was this huge, like, horseshoe-shaped craft hovering above us, like, real slowly. And on top of the craft, I noticed it had like these buildings, like skyscraper buildings and statues that were also very, like, large, like skyscraper size. And the craft was huge, like a city-size aircraft. But yeah, and then I see it fly by us, and then it drops 2 bombs in different parts of the city. And that's when people, and I start feeling panic in the dream, and we start running, and I'm trying to figure out how to get out of the city and find my family and get us, somewhere safe. And I noticed that there's this like lava substance that's flowing, like swallowing things and people, like going uphill and going up buildings, and it felt like you couldn't escape from it, like no matter where you went. But then I find myself with friends and family, and that we were trying to figure out what we could do. And that's when the beings from the craft appeared to us. And what tripped me out is that they were all black people, and they said that we had to come with them if we wanted to survive or to live. But then they said that no white people were allowed to go with them, that they had to stay here. And then I asked them why, and they said because your leader has broken our treaty, and for that they had to be punished and they couldn't be trusted anymore, or something like that. And then I tell them about, my kids are half white, and he tells me, you know, that was fine, that to bring them.
I just saw a bright light, kind of like silver, a very, very bright light. And then, well, I could see like two black people, but then very, very black. And one was near the spaceship, and one was a bit forward. It was like very, very bright. And I thought, like, when I first saw it, I just said, well, I don't believe it, because it's like someone was pointing a mirror this way. But then I just changed my mind because it was very bright.
At that time, I didn't know.
Okay. And are you aware of the Clark McClelland sort of testimony that talks about, you know, this very, very tall spaceman do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
That was supposedly Clark McClelland always said that he saw this very large, tall being instructing a couple of our astronauts on television screen.
Mm-hmm.
That was.
Well, if the beings he's talking of were almost like black Africans, yeah.
There is one image there that shows black people getting off.
So people with dark skin getting off.
Not dark.
Black skin.
Really black.
Were they tall? Very tall. How tall? You know?
Well, they got up to
Well, what?
safe, 7 feet.
From people in the Pentagon that the buzzword in the secret of secrets in the Pentagon is the Sumerian gods are returning, and that's what they're referring to as that whole area that Peter's.
Wow.
Can you repeat that again, just in case anybody missed it? The buzzword
in the Pentagon, in the the military circles that are in the know about the cover up here, they kind of in whisper tones talk about the return of the Sumerian gods. And they're talking about what we would call aliens or angels returning into the Middle East, into old Sumer area.
Leave from that, we're going to go into this book called Encounters. All right, it's written by Edith Fiore. She's a PhD. All right, and this book was written in the 1970s. I'm gonna go right into it. I'm going to go to page 279, and what it is this doctor actually had a patient that came in who was abducted, a friendly abduction. Okay, she was a Hispanic woman, and I guess she puts her under hypnosis and says, here, Dr. Fiore, tell me everything that you're aware of. Diane is now walking in this large ship, and there's these about 20 black people sitting down in the ship on this almost like a bench. So she's telling you that there's black people on these chariots. Alright? How are they dressed? Dr. Fiore asked. Diane, these black people are dressed in Western American style. And there's this man. Now I see him beside me, but he's tall, and I said to him, why are these black people here? And he said, well, these people were sent down into the most difficult of circumstances, like poor ghetto places. All right, this is Harlem, Oakland, Acres Homes in Houston, Texas, Watts, Crenshaw. So these people were sent to the poor ghetto places for a very high service. There are different souls, and I'm really confused. I don't understand what he's saying, and now we're going into this room. Their souls are spiritual according to the Most High. They keep the law, statutes, and commandments. All right. Dr. Fiore, how did he answer you, talking about the angel that she was speaking with? Diane, he says, the body is not as important as the spirit. Your spirit is already well and your body will follow. And you're here. We're watching our children. Who are the children? The children of Israel, the Negroes, Latinos, and American Indians. Where are the black people? Diane answers, they're sitting, waiting to go in this room. Now the blue light room, but there's another room. There's so many of us. There's a lot of us up here. This must be a huge ship. Okay? Well, that's what she's saying. So I'm going to go over here to 283. It says here, they can materialize themselves. They can levitate things. They can travel in the ship. by making the ship change form and then beaming it on this laser beam of light to another destination. Remember when Christ came back from the dead, popped up in the upper room, talked with the disciples, he was able to materialize and dematerialize. All right? So these are some of the spiritual powers we're going to have. And she's in the future, mind you.
Oh my God, they're literally God's children. We're in trouble.
In the future, many others like me will be coming, and when they do, you will not be able to stop us.
Oh my God, we're in trouble.